Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, chat. Well, welcome. It's Tuesday. It's later than 8 o'clock. And Martin, who is the happy cloud gamer all the time, in any case, is we're both laughing, especially because, small confession, we've actually been talking, thinking we were broadcasting for the last quarter of an hour. I'm watching the chat going, oh, they've got technical issues again. And I'm going, oh, I don't know what the problem is. And chat. And I went, oh, I forgot to press the go live button. Martin, I'm so sorry, mate. Well, we've covered everything, really. We might as well just go home now.
Bye.
Oh, dear. Martin, welcome
Thank
to
you.
Rokk Around The Clock. And, you've now experienced firsthand probably the most technical proficient streamer on YouTube. If it's going to go wrong, it's me that will make it go wrong. Good evening, chat. How the dickens are you all? Now, I was going to show everybody the reason why you are indeed the happy cloud gamer, apart from I'm one of the happiest people I know, is because you live in this place, which quite frankly is one of the most stunning places I've ever seen. And my kids have been on to me about coming over, and I promised them, hopefully next year, COVID permitting, etc., that we're going to jump on a plane and come over to what is a gorgeous, gorgeous country, which is Norway, of course, your home country. And it's no great surprise you're happy when you look at this place.
It is quite lovely. And now it's a beautiful summertime, and it is just so great. So
and of course it's the kind of base behind Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is coming out in a couple of months' time. And I don't know, many people realize this, but if you've ever played Death Stranding, which is of course set in post-apocalyptic America, they actually based the entire environment on Norway, went out and filmed it and took all 4K photographs and everything and built the whole environment for Death Stranding around this gorgeous country, which is very volcanic, isn't it? It's you've got some active volcanoes kicking around up there, and
there's
lots of herring. Beautiful.
It is quite beautiful.
So that's why you're happy, and I don't.
I'm always happy. I'm trying to be always happy. But I'm gonna be honest when I'm not happy.
Well, sometimes things have to be said. I know you're never shy in voicing your concerns about things, and you do at least one show a day, which is the fast food. What's it called?
It's news. Happy Cloud Gamer news as fast as fast food.
Fast as fast food, which I love. And I try and watch it. Oh, I watch it nearly every day, as you know. And always let you know with a like and a comment, so that you don't feel as if you're alone. But please go and watch Martin's shows, because they're great. He does up-to-date news with a smile, and quite honestly, we all need that on days like this, don't we? So
I try to be positive. So.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, we don't. Who wants negativity at this time? In this time of our evolution as a species, so the last thing we want, isn't it? Oh dear. Right. So as we've lost 20 minutes of very valuable time, we'll shift quickly on. So the first piece of news we've got to cover off is, of course, that yesterday we were told quite early, actually, what the pro games are going to be for July, going live in July. And they are SteamWorld A Fistful of Dirt, which is the last of the SteamWorld series to go to Stadia, and the last one in the series that we'll all have picked up within our pro subscription, which is good news. Monster Boy, which I've seen some footage of, not my cup of tea, but absolutely perfect for Stadia and mobile gaming. Western Loathing, which, let's be quite honest, is going to be one of the first titles no one's going to ask if it's in 4K or not. And who blames them? But it's supposed to be hilarious. And then finally, the big game that everybody has been anticipating, which is, of course, Crater. So I imagine you're really looking forward to Crater as the rest of us, Martin.
Yeah, I always want to create games, but this looks like really fun. And if it's a great success, I hope Google Stadia could buy the company and just have this game as an exclusive game.
Yeah, well, they're an independent outfit based in Britain. And as you know, I interviewed their ops director a few weeks ago, Hannah. And that was fascinating. And I think it's going to be hugely successful on Stadia. There's going to be Andy Morphs has organized a kind of a 48-hour marathon over the weekend of the 4th.
I'm going to watch that.
Yeah, well, I'm in it somewhere. Andy put up a schedule and said, tick all the hours you can make. So I ticked all the hours. I think we were already supposed to tick a couple, so what the heck, I'll be there. But I'm like you. I love to create stuff, and I think that's going to be hugely fun. So some great games, and as we've said, announced early or earlier than they would normally. We've still got next Tuesday and Thursday that they could have announced, but that's all good. It's all good. So looking forward to those. That'll be great. And then, of course, yesterday as well, my mouse is playing up, wouldn't you believe it? We had Wavebreak released. Now, I was lucky because I got to play a few days before release on a pre-release version. And all I can say is it is huge fun, but more so if you have ever kind of been into the skater games like, Tony Hawk's or Skate. Because it kind of assumes as an audience that you know those games. There's no tutorial, there's no kind of breakdown of the moves. So you're in, you learn it, you either know that stuff or you're going to take a while to get your head around it. But looks great.
Was this the Sega company made this? Am I wrong
about
that?
No, it's a company called Funktastic, I think. I believe they're an independent studio.
Yeah, okay. It looks really fun. I haven't tested it myself yet, but
no, it's they've kind of gone for that Miami Vice 80s vibe, which I remember really well, but I'm going to put my neck out here and say that people like yourself and probably most of the people playing this game were in nappies at the very least. So, but
I was a young kid.
Stranger Things. Yeah, of course you were. Of course you were. Thanks, Andy.
But I remember Miami Vice though. So.
Oh, it was a great show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And,
it was fun.
Was it Harold Faltermeyer? I think was the well-known sort of breakout tune from Miami Vice that did big stuff. But that's good. So I think it's 300 kroner in Norway.
Yeah.
not that we've had that conversation at any time in the recent
No.
So it's £30 in the UK, $35, I'm guessing, in the States, thereabouts, and euros as well. So that's good. We also had yesterday announcement of, this is my mad mouse going up and down here, the two other Metro titles coming to Stadia, which were 2033 Redux and Last Light Redux. I've played Exodus and all of its DLC, and I did play Last Light back in the day, which is an absolutely great game. And you think you played the first one?
I think I played the first one on PC, but I don't remember anything from that game.
Yeah. From memory, it's based on a Russian science fiction novel, which I think was called Metro 2033, but in Russian. And I think a hugely popular and successful book if you're Russian, which, funnily enough, my great-grandparents were, but I don't speak it. So Yeah, no. So I've inherited their hair color, and that's about it, mate.
I think it's
Other than
quite
that,
difficult to learn Russian too. The alphabet is quite difficult.
Cyrillic. Yeah, if you're born there, it's not.
No.
And it's not an issue at all then. But no, yes, I think it's a hard language to learn if you're not a native speaking.
Yeah.
But of course, the Russian border's not that far from you if you go up and across a little bit, is it?
Yeah. No, it's we are guarders up there, so I've been close to the border, but not that far away.
No.
So
no.
I was actually trying to learn Russian when I was in the army, but they threw me out. I couldn't learn anything.
Oh, really? So that was one of the prerequisites. Was you can only stay in if you can speak Russian.
Yeah.
You tried.
I tried.
Well, you'd think your smile would have got you through, mate. Wouldn't you? What the heck? Good evening, chat. Just quickly acknowledge some friends that have popped in to say hi. Hi, Christopher. How are you, mate? Great to see you. Thank you very much, by the way, for your very kind donation for my Click charity, which I think I'm 650. I'm about 250 shy of my total. So I'm trying to push a bit harder on that one. Hey, Jem, great to see you, my friend. Thank you for popping in. Zero, always a pleasure. Funktonic Labs. Thanks, Andy. And Andy also said that I can do as much Crater as I want to, so that's very kind of him. Great to see Eddie. Hi, Eddie. Hope you're keeping well, mate. What a re-rice? What a rice? What are rice? That's a darn good question. It's I don't know. Do you know, I don't know how it happened, Martin, but I was very happy with basic boiled white rice. I've always been happy with. And just recently in my household, my girls have crept in this brown stuff, which it's like a baby popcorn. It's hideous. And I want my white rice back. They've gone all vegan on me, and I just want the old stuff back. I can't work it out, mate. Krampus, how are you, my dear friend? And young Daz. Oh, look. And there's our Kelly. How are you, Kel? So some amazing folks have popped in to say us. Guinness, how are you? Great to see you. A lot of border to Russia here in Finland. Yes, Finland, very much so. Yeah. Very much so. Wow. Yeah, very Hello, much. Finland. Another gorgeous country that I just want to do the whole of the Nordic region, Scandinavia. It's annoying, Martin, to me that we're literally your neighbours, and yet when we think of going on holiday in Britain, we all head down into the Med. It's like, no, it's amazing up there. Get up there and see some of the world. It's going to happen, mate. I'm definitely. But
I want to go to UK to see the countryside in the UK. So I would really love to go there. It looks so beautiful.
And again, it's one of those. It's a tiny island, but it's so diverse. So where I live, which is right down on the southwest coast. I mean, half an hour from Dartmoor and an hour from Cornwall, and Hound of the Baskervilles and all that stuff. A couple of hours from Stonehenge, and yet if you go further north, it gets flatter or more. It's very varied, and the people are the same. So I always say to anybody, if you're coming to Britain or the United Kingdom, by all means get off the plane at London and have a look around for a few days, but get yourselves on a train or a bus or hire a car and drive and just visit as much of the rest of the country as you can, because it is a great country and very welcoming people pretty much wherever you go.
Yeah.
So anyway, look, enough of us and our tourist bordersnum. So getting back to the task in hand, we've also had some new pro deals. Now the Metros are there, and that's good, and they're great games, as we've just said, and they're really good prices. But the one that caught my eye. That's because I've got an echo in my headset. I tell you, nobody else could hear it. I'm not worried. It's Football Manager, because
Yeah.
Again, I'm like you. I'm not a football fan. You love hockey, I know.
Yeah, hockey.
I love rugby, which is great. But the thing that I've always been impressed with Football Manager is just how much there is to that program. And frankly, for what, £20, $25, that is a steal. Yeah, that's a steal. And I'd urge anybody to pick that up, especially ahead of FIFA, because we're going to be waiting a few more months before you can get your FIFA fix if that's your thing. So that's a brilliant deal to get that one. And of course they've also now got the deals for the standard Stadia subscribers as well. So again, $34.99, still much cheaper. Somebody pointed out, I think it may have been Duncan, and he made a very valid point that Football Manager is so cheap now that you could literally pay $8.99 to get your pro subscription, pay £20 to grab Football Manager, cancel your pro subscription, and still be 20 quid in. So it's like do the maths. Why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, that is a steal with the Football Manager. That is a good deal.
It certainly is. It's an absolute bargain if you love your football, and of course most people do. It's just us that are a bit weird, mate, to be frank.
We are weird
now
people.
Then exactly. Now something else happened today which I know was really important to you, not so much to me again, but we had the war table, which was a big Avengers reveal with some gameplay and some new bits and pieces. I'll actually try and go to the site and see if you can still watch it there. Do you want to just tell us, I'm assuming you watched it, what they covered off?
No, I think it was they showed us a story trailer, and they showed us the war zone and the co-op and how the clothing and the equipment you can use. So I think they're going to show more and more of this Avengers streams before the launch. But one thing that caught my eye was they told us at the end that there will be no cost for updates to the game. I was like, whoa.
Forever? Or
that was just what I heard at the end. But it sounds, if they're going to do big expansion, it sounds a little weird. But they said no extra costs. So I was like, okay, this is great.
Wow.
Because the reason I got invested, because of the story, I like the old comics and I like the movies. I never got into the games, but this looks like more like story driven also.
Yes. No, to be honest, I'm aware of them. I'm aware of the characters, and comics were around when I was a kid, but they weren't that big in anywhere but America when I was growing up. So, we would get the odd cartoon that would come over, but it wasn't, we were into our own local comics and stuff, which Americans find quite funny because, of course, they've just grown up and Superman and Batman, and these are 1930s Superman, Batman 1940. None of these are old, none of these are brand new, but they didn't necessarily make their way culturally outside of America until the more recent movies over the last 30 years, really. So, that's why for me, I'm not as invested in the culture, but I absolutely get anybody that was kind of born from the 80s onwards is totally into this Avengers, Marvel, and this game looks really good. You know more than I do, Martin, is the Spider-Man, the most recent is Spider-Man from the same universe as these guys, or is that a different thing altogether?
I don't think they are in this Avengers games, but I think that's another contract in the game. They have different games, so I don't think it's in the Avengers.
Sure, because you've got DC Comics, which is Batman, Superman, I think Wonder Woman, and then you've got the Avengers, which are these guys. And of course, they've all got their own, lore and so on, and they've sort of been amalgamated over the last few years, haven't they, to form the Avengers, as it were. But this looks really good. It looks really good. It looks. I mean, I actually really like the idea of playing Tony Stark. I think that would suit me with a little thing on my chest and ability to zip about a bit. That would work
And this
for
is
me.
going to be more like Destiny in a way. The loot shooter. So it's going to be Avengers and Destiny style. With story and lore and everything.
Wow. So are they looking to make it... no, Christopher Townsby, Spider-Man is DC as well. I wasn't sure. Thank you for that, mate. Yeah. Appreciate that. I know I'm showing my ignorance, but, blame the age. And again, I don't know much about this. Are you saying that like Destiny, there will be constant activity, events, and content, so?
Yeah, that's what they're telling. But we don't know. We haven't played it. We haven't tested it. So we have to see in the future how the game, if it's a success or not. But that's what I believe it's going to be.
Well, that's certainly... I mean, I'll be buying it anyway because, to be fair, it does look my kind of game, even if I don't fully understand the universe. Yeah. So, definitely up for that one. And tomorrow, interestingly, we have another big event coming, which I also picked up from watching your show this morning. Please go and watch. Please go and watch the Happy Cloud Gamer who does... was it news as fast as fast food?
Yeah.
Which I'm sure translates to something completely different in Norwegian. So it's... But it is absolutely brilliant. Now, so tomorrow we have got Night City Wire from CD Projekt Red, which is a bit like today with the Avengers, but maybe a bit more of a connect as far as these guys are concerned. And it says here, literally, they're going to show a brand new trailer, some fresh gameplay footage, and also a chat with the devs in detail about one of the game features called Brain Dance, which sounds fascinating. So that's going to be really interesting. Is this more up your street than maybe the last one?
I think this is actually more up my street than the last one we talked about. This is a game that we have to remember. The Witcher. If we talk about The Witcher, that it's a big game. They still find things in the game that have never been found before. Now, and Cyberpunk is going to be so much bigger. So I'm really excited for Cyberpunk. If they pull this off and it's like the Witcher, but only 10 times better, this is going to be huge. This is going to be a huge game.
I have to agree with you. I've just noticed it's only 25 minutes long, so they're going to be squeezing a bit in, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I've got a confession to make, Martin. Another one, afraid. And please don't judge me, mate.
No problem, man.
I know it's going to be hard. I've actually pre-ordered Cyberpunk. Now I'm going to come under some flack for this because I made a big thing of saying I don't understand why people pre-order. And what happened was it was a bit of a spur of the moment thing, but I was on Generation X Retro Gaming Club with Clive last night, and we were having a look at GOG, which is I'm not sure if you're aware of GOG. I'm not even sure how you pronounce it, GOG, but it's a store that CD Projekt guys actually own and run. And you can connect all of your accounts with it. So your PlayStation, your Xbox, Steam, Ubisoft, Uplay, Epic, and so on. And it keeps a kind of tally of all the games you've ever played and all the rewards you've ever had and everything, which is really cool. But because, of course, it's CD Projekt, they are doing a bit of a deal on Cyberpunk. So I picked it up for about £10 less than it's going anywhere else. And it's DRM free by buying it through them. So you're not having to be online or connected to anything else. Nice. And also they get a bunch of stuff, posters and bits and pieces as well. So I just thought, what the heck?
You need to send me a link to this.
I might get roasted, mate. This is Stadia. What are you doing? No, I'm sorry. It has to happen.
We all gamers, man.
Well, and also I'm a bit in love with my PC setup at the moment. When you play Ultra, because it occurs to me that although Stadia is 4K, or at least has the ability to be up to 4K, what I didn't realize until I bought myself an up-to-date PC, even though years and years ago I was into PC gaming, what I didn't realize is there's a huge difference between 4K at all the lowest settings and 4K Ultra. And I'd argue that Stadia 4K is 4K at the lowest settings. And when you play a game at Ultra, and it's just, and that's kind of where I am at the moment. But I'm still, I still love all the advantages of Stadia. But
and that's something I want to say something about. I play ESO. I played it on PC for many years. When I got over the Stadia, it was not that quite nice as on the PC. Of course, it's different. But there was something really strange when I plugged my mouse and keyboard to the Stadia. It was more like the PC upset. But when I put the Stadia controller, it was more like a console setting, and it was so much better quality when I used the Stadia controller on Stadia.
Yes.
So
no, it's I think the main thing about Stadia is the convenience. The fact that it's hugely mobile. You can literally play a 4K game on a mobile device of now any Android flavor. And if the rumors are to be believed, when iOS is update to iOS 14, or in September, October time, we may well be seeing Stadia on iOS devices as well, because they'll be bringing out the V9 codec. So, from a mobile perspective, amazing. From the ability to just fire up a game, fantastic. From the ability to never have to suffer the installations, the updates, the running out of disk space, all of that stuff, brilliant. And of course, the extra features that you get. So the crowd share, the crowd play, the ability to see your teammates and so on. So for me, it has a massive special place in my heart. But you're right, though, Martin. I think we as gamers should never, we don't want to block ourselves into anything. It's about the right place to play the best games. And for me, Stadia, flick it open, pop it on my phone, amazing. But if it's a game that is breaking new ground with graphics, then I want to be able to experience that as well. Even if ultimately I may even buy it on Stadia as well, just because of the convenience of the thing. And of course,
I actually want to ask you that, but when you show the PC, are you going to buy the CyberPunk on your PC? So I was thinking you were going to do that.
This is for PC. No, I've bought it for PC, so this will be for PC. I mean the Stadia version. Look, my personal belief is it's going to come out day and date now that they pushed it back. It was always going to come out around November, because they said by the end of the year. Well, that's just a couple of days before Thanksgiving. So as far as the American audience is concerned, that's the end of the year. Thanksgiving to Christmas, boom. It's got to happen by then. So it was always coming out around then anyway. My feeling is it will come out day and date. But I own some games on PC or PlayStation that I also own on Stadia. I mean, I mentioned Borderlands. I've got Division. I've got Destiny. I've got Breakpoint. I've got lots of Assassin's Creed. I've got a lot of games on multiple platforms. And one of the great things about Stadia now is, of course, that most of the games that are coming now that have a kind of multiplayer aspect are all coming with cross-platform capabilities. And EA have said all their stuff's going to be cross-platform from now on. So in a way, where you play, it's starting to become less important and more so.
It does.
What works for your lifestyle, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, Christopher's saying, some people in the chat, Martin, sorry, we're asking if you'd be able to pre-order on Stadia, and you're right, Christopher. At the moment, that certainly isn't on offer for Stadia, and neither is it on GOG. But I think we've seen that just recently with Destiny. I think we will see more games coming forward that will undoubtedly be pre-orders. So yeah, just have to see how things go. But so there's my confession, folks. I will take myself afterwards and beat myself soundly with a birch for maybe 40 lashings. If anybody wants me to stream that, I can do. Get a few extra views. Not going to hurt, is it?
Well, I think the Xbox started selling the Xbox CyberPunk console without the game now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was in the store and I saw these big box Xbox One cases, the Cyberpunk version. I don't think there's a game in them, but a code or anything. But
presumably,
strange.
oh, so not even a code that you can buy it.
I don't think there is any code. I think it's just the console.
Oh wow!
So it's, I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I know that PlayStation 4, The Last of Us, came out to coincide with the release of Last of Us 2, which I've been playing. And that's fair. And I guess, again, that's a big decision to make, isn't it, Martin? You've got, the PS5 is a couple of months down the road. If you're going to buy a 4 now, it can only be because you want it as a collector's edition, surely. Yeah.
And I have been a PlayStation fanboy all my life. Actually, I have had. I got my first PlayStation 1 from my dad in 1994, Christmas, and after that, I've just been playing PlayStation. Now I can't play on my PlayStation 4 because after I played and tested Stadia, I can't have the from the fan.
You know it, right? It's evil, isn't it? Yeah. I've got to play with headphones on so I can just drown the noise out.
Yeah. So I have Red Dead Redemption on that, and I've finished it, but I want to play, but I can't play that on my PlayStation anymore.
It's another tick in the box for the old Stadia. And to be fair as well, my new PC, I tell you, it's quite cool in my little shed where I do everything here because it's half the garage, so there's no heating. It's a block wall. This PC chucks out so much heat. Oh, I was sat here this morning. I was melting.
I bought actually as something for the new gaming laptop. This fan you have under your laptop, the cool down your laptop. But it gets so cold, and I think it's more fan and more noise now. So I turned it off. I don't think I'm gonna use it. It's
can't win, mate. Can we? Who the hell decided to make this stuff with electricity? What is wrong with these people? Right. So that's coming up tomorrow, and that'll be worth watching. It's only 25 minutes. So my gut feeling is there won't be the time to talk about why they're pushing it back or anything else. I think they probably want to try and keep that quiet. They just want to show you some gameplay and keep it moving.
But they said something. There's going to be more of these, couple of weeks, and they're going to have updates all the way to the 4th of September. Wasn't it 4th of September? No, that was the other one. That was the other game.
Yes.
Sorry.
No. Cyberpunk was meant to come out on 14th of September, and now they've pushed it back to the 19th of November, which is around the time I think Xbox Series X is going live. Of course, it's the 1-year anniversary that Stadia went live, and I don't think they've announced other than holiday when the PlayStation 5 is going live. But of course, the PlayStation 5 is actually 2 consoles, isn't it? Because you can either buy the one with the optical drive, the full-ray optical drive, or the one without. Which I don't know. You see, my kids use the old 4-ray, the Blu-ray, for their movies, DVDs. So I might have to keep the old PS4 for that and buy a new PS5 without it for games, because I tend to download all my games anyway.
Are you predicting that the digital is going to be $3.99?
My guess, and it's purely speculation, is $4.99 for the main box with the drive, and $4.49 for the digital.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
So. Yeah,
$4.50,
something around there. Yeah. No, I think Sony wants to go more and more digital, and I
think they all do, don't they? They're all moving that way. Yeah, it's do you know, the only reason I really would buy one anyway is because my favorite game of all time is Horizon Zero Dawn. I absolutely adore that game, and the new one looks just stunning.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm actually prepared to pay 450 quid just to get to play that game. I was thinking I might have to sell another kidney. That's the only thing. I haven't got many left.
You have to sell both of them right now.
Maybe a big toe or something. I don't know. Got to be value there somewhere. Right. Let's swiftly move on before I get accused of some kind of self-mutilation. Next on the list is sadly, actually, a bit of bad news if you have ever used Mixer, because as it says, Mixer is transitioning to Facebook gaming. Now, this came out of the blue. What were your thoughts on this, Martin?
I think it was smart of Microsoft to get rid of it, because if they want to have xCloud everywhere, and this is and Twitch and YouTube are so much bigger, and the Mixer was dead last all the time. I don't think they want to have it behind them in a way. They just want to say you can play it, stream it everywhere, and the xCloud is the future. And I think they're thinking about that and get rid of it. Get rid of it. But it was really well. It worked really well. I think it was good play on it, but no one used it.
No, and of course, I think the real reason why Clive and I on Generation X last night, we pondered on this for a bit, and I said it's almost like the Marie Celeste. It's literally one day Mixer, the next day Mixless. It's gone. And and what he said, and I'd actually forgotten, but it came back to me quite rapidly, is that actually they have had quite a lot of bad PR just recently. Lots of kind of leaks about racism and misogyny at the highest levels in the management team in Mixer. A lot of staff leaving, complaining, looking to take out lawsuits against them and so on. And I think, quite honestly, Microsoft, who were probably thinking of getting rid of it because it hasn't done what they hoped for, just said, you know what, right now, nobody wants this. We've got a new generation console we're selling in a couple of months. You know, the world is completely woke. Certainly no one is going to abide any level of racism, misogyny, homophobia. Let's just get rid of it. And I think that is predominantly why they just said, gone. And I think Facebook probably said to them as well, we've got a longer term goal to to move across and use Facebook gaming, but frankly this is starting to smell something rotten. If you don't get rid of it soon, the deal's off.
And I agree with that.
And I think that's why it's gone. I mean, it literally happened, didn't it?
But
they boom, news, and they're all
but
out.
Microsoft wants to be everywhere. So Microsoft, I don't think Microsoft in the future wants to have any console connected to them, and just think they will just want to have to stream the games everywhere and let people decide where they want to play it, just like Stadia wants to. But they have their fan base. They have a huge fan base, and they have to give them something now, and just a little by little get rid of it in the future.
I'm just concerned about Facebook, frankly. I mean, Facebook concerns me anyway. Let's face it, they're not the heroes that they'd like to think they are. And certainly over the last couple of years with Brexit and politics in general, they've kind of turned a blind eye in search of the dollar. And I think these days that's despicable. And, quite frankly, it's no huge surprise that most people under the age of 40 don't use it anymore. Because in my experience, anybody in their teens, 20s or 30s is completely not into those things. They're the most switched on, bright bunch of people, and they can smell this a mile off. So it worries me that Microsoft see this as the way to go. And I know Amazon have got Twitch, and I know obviously Google have got YouTube. And so, Microsoft were hoping Mixer was going to be their gaming platform, but I just can't see Facebook being the place to go.
Oh no, I actually have a Happy Cloud Gamer account there, but I never use it that much. I get messages from Facebook many times, like, it's been a long time since you've been on Facebook, so yeah.
No, well, I
use Twitter.
I've had a Twitter account since it started 2007. In fact, I think my original account, which is still going with about 18,000 followers, had
nice.
It's number 800 and something in terms of Twitter accounts.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's nice.
But Facebook. I mean, I got rid of my Facebook account a couple of years ago. I'd had enough of it. I have got an account now for my Stadia Rocks channel, but it's. I just struggle with it. I really do. Yeah. So we'll see. But I do like what Microsoft are doing with xCloud. I've got an Xbox Gaming Pass on my PC. £1
also
for your boots. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I like what they're doing. I think they are really thinking ahead. It's just Facebook's such an odd one.
I talked about something today also. I just want to say that I think if PlayStation do it right with and have a better quality on their stream, I think PS Now is a huge competition in the future when they contract with because you have to remember all the exclusive game PlayStation have that everyone wants to play.
Yeah, I saw on your video earlier that you've been. No, I did have an account a couple of years ago when it first started, and it wasn't great. And it's still 720, but so is xCloud, in fairness, at the moment.
Yeah.
And I can see them. My guess is that with the launch of the next gen console, they will also ramp up the PlayStation Now as well.
Yeah. And they're going to have support for PlayStation 5 games on PS Now.
Yeah.
They have confirmed that. So that's
have
also
they?
something.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's coming PlayStation 5 games to PS Now.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know who provides the backbone for that service. I don't believe it's Sony. I don't think Sony has a network.
I don't know either, actually, who it is.
No.
But it's getting better. But they have signed with Xbox with using their cloud service in the future if they need it. So that's interesting.
Yeah, well, that's definitely one to watch. My personal belief is right now the cards are all up in the air.
Yeah.
And as much as my heart and your heart is with Stadia, who knows where we'll be in a year or two's time. I definitely don't think Stadia is going anywhere but up. No. But I equally don't think they're going to have a complete open field, and I think it'll be interesting to see the different platforms, and some that we're not even aware of because they probably haven't even come to market yet. So
there is something with Stadia. They have a big advantage. Everyone use and watch YouTube. Everyone out there, and Google is an advertising company. I think they own 90% in UK of advertising, or something like that. Around that, that's amazing, huge.
They certainly know how to advertise. No, you're absolutely right. And that kind of moves us on, actually, Martin, to the final story today, which is I've got here is Phil Harrison's psychic. And of course, as you know, Phil Harrison is the boss, essentially, of Stadia, vice president of Google. And I found this morning, which is fascinating. So it's an article by IGN, and they dug up some interviews they did about 10 years ago, where they asked industry leaders at the time where they felt gaming would be in 30 years. And Phil Harrison said, streaming will be the unifying technology that allows everybody to access all the content that they want on any screen that they want, I think it is clearly a direction of travel for the games industry. Wow. It was he on the money. And of course, Stadia was, I mean, it was actually some of the early development was taking place, but nobody in the world knew about it. Certainly Phil certainly didn't 10 years ago. So I thought, wow, there you go. Yeah. And what's interesting is that most of the people in that article that were asked for their thoughts, every single one of them pretty much said the same thing. Some of them said VR. And I'm not so sure maybe anymore, but a lot of them have actually said, yeah, you know, cloud gaming or up in the cloud, whatever it is, that's going to be the thing. So, you know, it's definitely not fly by night. This has been something that these guys have been waiting for, a convergence of technology for some time. And that's all come together now, which is, you go, mobile gaming and the cloud will have a huge influence. So this was the president of Blizzard, World of Warcraft. You know, so he's thinking cloud, or was thinking cloud 10 years ago. Yeah, they're all. It's a really fascinating. It is fascinating.
Actually, it's scary.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, it just goes to show, doesn't it, that what we've got here, Lego thought would be VR. I mean, my personal feeling is VR probably not, having owned the I've got an Oculus and a Sony VR, but I do think AR, augmented reality, when it gets to a point where the graphics can be really, really good. So if you get 4K in each eye, which I think is coming, and then to be able to project that from from what you're seeing in front of you, so that you can interact in the world with those characters, that will be something special. Cool. Yeah. That will be special. I think that's
some Star Trek style.
Yeah, the holodeck. Why
holodeck,
not? Yeah, absolutely. Wouldn't that be amazing? I mean, you know, maybe not in the next 5 years, but you know, I mean, certainly in time for Spock.
Yeah.
Live long and prosper. Do the eyebrows and everything. Right, Martin. I think we've exhausted the news. It's and here comes the police to take me away. You can probably hear that coming in over the top of the house as we speak. I've got to have all the windows open. It's like a bleeding oven in here.
So is it one where you are now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the Russians. I hope you've enjoyed it, chat. It's been an absolute pleasure, Martin, to have you on.
It's been a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
You're one of my favorite streamers. I love watching your content. It's absolutely brilliant. And I urge you all to go, please go and subscribe and watch Martin, because he will absolutely get you smiling. And let's face it, we all need a dose of positivity in our lives, don't we? So Martin, I've popped your details up, but if you just want to spell out where we can find you.
Well, I am on Twitter, Happy Cloud Gamer, and on YouTube under Happy Cloud Gamer. So that's where you find me. So it's easy.
And if we're not finding you there, we'll find you up the side of a fjord or something.
Yeah.
Doing in Norwegian yodeling or whatever you do in Norway.
Oh yeah.
I will. They've asked me to share your channel in the chat, which is a very good idea. It's actually in the description, by the way, folks. I am a little bit more advanced than that, but I will pop it into the chat for you so that you can save yourself scrolling down the screen. There you go. So I'll pop that in there for you. But please do. He's a lovely guy and always makes me chuckle. So Martin, thank you very much. Great to have you back on the show again.
So happy to be on your show.
Oh, absolute pleasure, my friend, always. Chat, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry about the 10 missed minutes, but we had fun. We
had fun.
Yeah, great stuff. So see you Friday night if you're coming along to Rockstars at night, and you'll be on tomorrow, I guess. Will you, Martin, with some more content?
Yeah, I will make some content as news as fast as fast food. They're easy to watch and try to understand one of my English, but
nothing wrong with your English, my friend. It's better than mine. It's certainly better than my Norwegian. Take care, everybody. Thanks for popping in. See you next week.
Bye, guys.
Take care, Martin.
Bye.
Cheers all.
Cheers.